Hey guys, this is the Giant Keeper, and this is my first contest video, at least on this channel. Basically, I was inspired by, I've seen a lot of contests around that have been kind of small or inconsistent, like it'll be once I hit every, 50 subscribers, or once I hit 100 subscribers, I'll hold a video contest, or something like that. And I wanted to make one that was official, meaning that it actually happened consistently. I would either make it biannual or seasonal, depending on how successful this is, but, it would be something that would actually be occurring consistently. So hopefully, if this turns out well, I'll have one again fairly soon. But again, I can't really judge until after this one. Basically, some general rules before I go into detail. To enter this video, you must be subscribed. I do this just because in my last video, my last contest, I didn't make people subscribe, and the winner actually never contacted me, I contacted him, but he never contacted me back, and it ended up being really confusing, and after like a month, I had to just give it to the second place person, but by that time, nobody even really cared, because it was a month later, and it just didn't really go that well, so you have to be subscribed. Second of all, only one submission per username. It's kind of a weird rule. I do though because there's also a popular vote in this, and I do that because if you're entering two videos, say I was entering Bearded Dragons and Red-Eyed Tree Frogs, if somebody voted for me, they'd put vote Bearded Dragon Keeper, but I wouldn't know if you were voting for the Bearded Dragons or for the Red Eyes. So, so that's why you have to make a separate username per video. So if you really want to enter, and you also must subscribe with that username, but so if you really want to enter a second video, it does give you a better chance, then just make a separate channel. No photo slideshows. It's pretty general. I want it to be a video. I don't care if you put contest for Bearded Dragon Keeper in the title or the description. You can if you want. I know a lot of people who hold contests want the people entering to do that because it's like a plug. It's not really a big deal to me though. I don't really care. If you do, it's great and I appreciate it, but it's not a big deal to me. And then finally for the popular vote, which I'll be getting to a little later in the video. You must comment on this video, not on the other person's video, which is different from a lot of contests that I've seen. But I'll be getting more into detail about that when we go to the popular contest. Basically, judging, it's going to be double blind. There are going to be 3 judges, and it's going to be double blind, meaning that you don't know who they are, I'm not going to tell you who they are, and they don't know who you are, I'm not going to tell them who you are. So it's completely anonymous, and this is just to be as fair as possible, because that's the theme for this contest, is fairness, because I feel like a lot of them have been, not necessarily biased, but they've been kind of subjective. It just wasn't as fair as possible. The point system. Basically, as I said before, there's going to be a popular vote and a judge vote. So I'm going to be one part of the contest. One contest is I'm going to be judging your video, and then the other one is other people are going to be judging your video. For the points, it's divided into 100 points. It's 35 are for the animal, for the reptile or amphibian. 45 are for how good your enclosure is. I'll explain in detail. And then 20 points are for the narration. And then for each one of these point systems, we've created 2 subdivisions. For the reptile or amphibian, you get 20 points automatically if your reptile's healthy. If it's not sick, if there's nothing wrong looking about this. If there's something wrong looking about it. I do this because if you lower the amount of points, it creates less of a deficit for people who are may have a less impressive kind of reptile or something. They get lower points. It gives them a chance to earn points back from that deficit in other parts of the contest. Because if you're down by 35 points, or from the beginning of the contest, you don't have a chance of winning in any contest if it's out of 100. Whereas in this one, if you're only down by 10 or 15, you can still come back in another section. So that's why I do that. For the enclosure part, it's a little more confusing. 25 points are automatically given if the tank is suitable for your reptile or amphibian. If it's large enough, if it looks humid enough, if it's not too dirty, stuff like that. Pretty much everybody should get those 25 points there. And those are automatic. The next 20 points are the detail. It's kind of, oh, actually, sorry, I forgot, but I should just explain the detailed parts for the reptile and amphibian first. The extra 15 points for the reptile and amphibian, it's determined off of how, part of it is how rare it is, like the kind of morph it is, if it's a particularly interesting species, but then also it's based off of if you bred it yourself, if you adopted it, just kind of stuff like that that makes it unique and interesting, because that gives people who might not have as expensive of a pet or as rare of a pet a chance to earn some points so that they aren't at a huge deficit, because again, I want it to be fair. So back to the enclosure part. For the extra points for the enclosure, the other extra 20 points are, it's part of it is how nice looking the tank is, because I have to include that. So you will get points if your tank is very nice looking, but I feel like that is automatically a little biased towards people who have a lot of money to spend on that, because typically people, they're at least they have enough money to devote to it that they usually have a little more money. So what I'm going to do is I'm also just going to make it what's special about the enclosure. For example, like basically just give me a tour of it. For example, in mine, you can see all the red eyes moving around. This is my red eye tank, but in mine, it's for one thing, it's entirely all natural. All the plants are natural, all the substrate's natural. There's no like fake background or anything. 100% organic, which is something pretty rare nowadays. Actually, you really don't see that that often anymore. And then the second part, it's also there's the narration. So like just stuff like that in general. Just kind of special things. The narration, it's out of 20 points. 10 points are automatically given if it's just if you say something. As long as it's not silent or playing music or something like that, you automatically get 10 points. The other 10 points are just kind of details about it. It's nothing specific. It should be pretty easy to get the 10 points, but just kind of like what's just interesting things about your reptiles in your tank, and just kind of just talk. It's just say interesting things about things. One thing that you can say that'd be good is what you do with the prize money, like what would you buy or stuff like that. Moving on, prizes. There's only one prize. I do this both because I don't have a lot of money, I don't make too much, my job doesn't pay a lot, but also because basically in a lot of videos I've seen there'll be a really good reptile submitted, a really good amphibian submitted, a really good snake submitted, and then there'll be like a turtle or something that somebody found in their backyard, and they'll all win the same prize. And I just don't think that's fair. So when you have one video that wins, it really encompasses everybody. It's the best overall. So I think that's more fair. It's gonna be $30, which I know isn't a whole lot, but again, I don't have a whole lot of money. But it is enough to get like a fogger, or I guess if you have a tank for it, you can get a riot tree frog or something like that. Like, so you can get some good stuff with it. Next part is the popular vote. This is gonna be a completely separate part of the. It's like a secondary contest to this in addition. Basically, it's really easy. All you do is you choose the video that you like the most. You come to this video. Don't comment on their video. Comment on this video. Vote and then put their username. And that's all you have to do. You can't vote for yourself. I just do this to make sure people vote for other people. It's just kind of like a good thing, like chivalrous to do if you vote for somebody who you're competing against. It's just a good thing to do if you honestly think that's the best. Yeah, basically just don't vote for yourself. I will be looking for it. So that's pretty much everything. The video starts now. I'll put when it ends up in an annotation above. So, good luck, and thanks for watching.